Do you enjoy that? Most beautiful time of the year, isn't it? Look at that. I love that intro. It's very festive. It's very festive. I don't know if that's the first time DJ's heard that or not. I don't know if you've
It
seen
is,
that.
it is the first time I've heard it,
Enjoyable.
actually.
Enjoyable.
Yeah,
I
it's all
enjoyed
right.
it. I'm not
It's
even
all
I'm not
right.
even the biggest, like Christmas guy, I'm not a kid anymore, that kind of stuff. I heard that. I
Yeah,
heard
it's a
that.
nice little touch. I see the snow on the graphics. You got the
Yeah. We've
yeah,
got
I'm
snow.
loving it. I'm
We've got
loving it.
snow. It's the most wonderful. I'm not going to break into song, but it's the most wonderful time of the year. And do you know why? Because it's Manchester United 3, Arsenal 2. Massive, massive 3 points
Massive game.
at Old Trafford tonight. DJ, before we get into everything, because there is so much
Yeah.
to get into from that game. Broad strokes, what do you make of that big result for Man United tonight?
I think it was good. It was good in patches. There's a few key performances that stood out for me tonight. You can tell that still there are some niggling things, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm looking at it as a realist. There are still sort of like niggling things that Ralph's going to come in and sort of tighten up. But overall, you're kind of now seeing the players. They have sort of their mind on Ralph at the moment. I don't know whether there's been any interaction with the players. However, from that performance, I disagreed with a lot of the pundits. The pundits said that they didn't think that Ralph had any input to it. I'd slightly disagree. These performances are slightly different to Ollie's. There is a little bit, we do kind of go back to Ollieism, I'd say, at certain parts of the game. But I think since Carrick's taken over, we're seeing a little bit, we're seeing a little difference to this United team. But overall, 3-2 against Arsenal, who we haven't beat in a long time. I think it's maybe the last 5 visits we haven't won against them. And yeah, it's good to break that duck now. We really needed the 3 points, and I think the points really matter. 3 points on the board, and yeah, good game.
Yeah, I think first of all, we can talk about Carrick being part of the problem, Carrick being part of the Ollie backroom stuff, all that kind of stuff. First of all, I think you do have to give him credit. Results don't lie, and that's what he said in his first press conference. He said, "I can talk about tactics, I can talk about all this kind of stuff. I can talk about how well we're doing in training, all that kind of stuff, but all fans care about results." And ultimately, if you want to look at the results he has got here, and by the way, I am not making a petition to get Michael Carrick in the job. We've got Ralf Rangnick to the end of the season, then it's going to probably be Poch or Ten Hag, but you do have to give him credit. You absolutely have to give him credit. This is something here. It's just popped up on my phone. An official statement from Manchester United about what says Michael Carrick's position. What is it? Bear with, we are live.
No. Please.
Here we go. Michael Carrick has decided to step down as first team coach and leave the club following the conclusion of his spell as caretaker manager. John Murtough, football director, said, "Michael leaves with the sincerest thanks and best wishes of everyone at Manchester United after 15 years of exceptional service to the club as a player and as a coach. While we are sad to see him go, we respect and understand Michael's decision. He will always be known as one of the finest midfielders in the history of Manchester United, and more recently, as an excellent coach who worked tirelessly under 2 managers to help develop the strong squad which Ralf will now take charge of. We are grateful for the steady leadership Michael has shown through this period of managerial transition, and while he is now stepping away from day-to-day involvement, he will always be welcomed back as a legend of the club." So, wow, there you go. And Michael Carrick's just got some stuff that's come out as well. By the way, this is literally in the last couple of seconds. Yeah, so it's saying on the bottom of the screen on Amazon Prime. We got there first, by the way, guys.
You heard it first
stuff on the phone, but it came up on the Manchester United app. Michael Carrick has said, quote, "My time at this great club will always rank as the best years of my career. When I first signed over 15 years ago, I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined winning so many trophies, and will certainly never forget the fantastic memories both as a player and as a member of the coaching team. However, after a lot of thought and deliberation, I have decided that now is the right time for me to leave the club. I want to place on record my thanks to all of the players, and as a special mention goes to the backroom staff. Working long hours with such a great group of people has been a real pleasure, and I have made some long-lasting friendships. I am and always will be a Manchester United fan, and will come to as many matches as possible. I would like to wish Ralph, the staff, the players, and the fans all the best for the future, and I look forward to being in the stands and supporting the boys as a fan." So there you go. If you're just joining this now, Michael Carrick will step down as first-team coach. He will not be part of the Ralf Rangnick era at Manchester United. Tonight was not only his last game as caretaker manager, but last time him being in the backroom staff altogether. So certainly big news there. that obviously was decided before the game because the game's ended and that statement's come out immediately, and they're prepared statements from not only John Murtagh but Michael Carrick also. So, and it's funny there. It's funny there, isn't it? Because I was literally just saying that credit has to go to Michael Carrick for the job that he's done as caretaker manager. Because again, maybe the football at times wasn't particularly pretty, but results. We're talking a winner away at Villarreal. We're into the next round of the Champions League, top of the group.
Yep.
We're talking a draw against Chelsea, top of the league. Any Premier League team would take that. And we're talking about a win at Old Trafford against Arsenal, who, people can banter Arsenal, but they are challenging for top 4 this season. There's no doubt about it. If they won tonight, they would have gone into the top 4. So first of all, huge credit to Michael Carrick for that. But also, I think that immediate reaction, and I'll go to you in a second, DJ, because I've been talking for like 25 minutes here. Immediate reaction to that is, people were saying that he needed to go, right? People were saying, he should go as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's part of the problem. Michael Carrick's been part of the problem. And people said that, he should walk with Ole. And essentially he has. But again, I think this is where the credit should go to Michael Carrick, is he was like, yeah, I am going to walk with Ole. And obviously I've been here for under two managers. I probably should go, but I'm not going to leave the club high and dry. I'm not going to leave the club high and dry. I'm going to carry them through. Once they've got the manager, I'll go. And you have to give him credit to that. But DJ, what's your initial reaction to that breaking news?
Yeah, you know what? What I will say on that is I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So
here we go.
Let's look at this, right? I thought something was up when I saw Bruno hugging him at the end of the game. I thought, that's a bit weird. Like, obviously, you're happy to win the game, but obviously you could tell that the players were briefed before, obviously, kickoff, or they may have known for the last couple of days. I just want to know how much of that is Ralf's influence, because Ralf's going to want to bring in his own staff, his own coaches, etc., his own members of his team. And as I thought that Carrick would have stayed on under Ralf, and maybe another 2 other coaches, or maybe 1 other coach, and then Ralf would bring in maybe 2 coaches. So you have 2. So you actually have 2 United people and 2 of Ralf's guys. That's what I thought was going to happen. But it's interesting that he's walked now, and to be honest with you, I have to give him the utmost respect for going now. Whether it was something he wanted to do before Ole went, or it's just happened in the last maybe 48 hours or whatever. I don't know. I don't think none of us know. But what I will say is, thank you, Michael Carrick. For those 3 games, we did see something. Doesn't matter how small it was, but we did see something within this United team that's going to give us a little bit of optimism for when Ralf takes over. So thank you, Michael Carrick.
I think also as well, like we were just saying there, we could have right now, with Ralf Rangnick coming in, being a way worse position than we are. We're not in a great position still right now in terms of the league, but we're talking about, again, being through to the Champions League. We're talking about getting a good point away from home. We're talking about winning at Old Trafford for the first time in a while. And that could have been way, way worse. So again, I think you have to give him credit to that. And like you said, we don't really know all the facts about it at the moment. We don't know if this was a decision that was made as soon as Ole left, like you said, of, okay, I'll help the club out, but once you've got it sorted, I'll go. Or we don't know if this is Rangnick and Carrick talking in the last couple of hours, days, being like, I'm going to go in a different direction. But either way, and again, this is kind of a discussion point, isn't it? But when it comes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, there's been this discussion recently of, some fans are celebrating Ole leaving. And it's like, I don't think they are. No, everyone, I think most Manchester United fans, ultimately, I certainly did. Speaking for myself, I certainly wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be successful, because if he was successful, Man United would have been successful. Of course I wanted Ole to win trophies, because I want any manager to win trophies. I want Manchester United to win.
Of course.
But, I wasn't celebrating him leaving. But the thing I was happy about is I want us to win.
Yeah,
That's it. That's I want us to win. Super chat from JK says, planned statement, of course, a good result. Plus Ralf in the house, plus Carrick statement equals mega clicks for MUFC. Trending all over, money move. So, again, bit of a conspiracy thing there. But, again, I think that, Michael Carrick's just doing the interview now, so I'm sure he'll be speaking about it in a second. We'll get the quotes up, as we always do on the match reaction. But, it is strange because, again, I think about Paul Scholes as well. Paul Scholes said a similar thing, didn't he, on BT a couple of weeks ago, when he said, if I was Carrick, I'd be going. And I feel like we're kind of in this. My initial reaction to this, DJ, and I don't know about you, but my initial reaction is it's kind of the same as when Ole left, in that your head goes, yeah, right decision, but you're still not. He is still a legend of the club, and this is why we shouldn't have legends or ex-players in charge?
Yeah.
Because it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
I
tough.
think. Yeah, I was one of the people that was a bit indifferent to Carrick staying or not, and that was only really based like recency bias. That was only really based off the last 3 games. I liked kind of what I saw. He made some big calls which needed to be made, which Ollie should have made, and he came in and sort of did the calls that Ollie was afraid to do or just didn't do. So based off those 3 games, I did think that the players responded well to him, and in terms of tactically, I was actually quite impressed. I was impressed. I could clearly see a game plan. I could clearly see a style of play when he came in, whether it was for 1 or 2 games. But I did see something, as I said before. And I think maybe most United fans would agree, maybe not all, but most would agree that, some of us wanted him to be gone with Ollie, and maybe that is a fair thing. But I think now that's happened, it kind of hits a bit different. I do feel a bit sad for the man, especially the good job he's done within the last 3 games where he didn't want to leave us out to dry. And he stuck around and was dedicated to the job at hand. So again, just enough big up to Michael Carrick.
100%, and I think that is the case. Super chat from Ray Diaz says it's sad when Owen misses a super chat. Did I miss one? Man, I'll tell you what, I'm morphing into Flex every day, and apologies. No. Says, but I'll do another for Flex's birthday. Mad respect to Carrick, professional, good call on Dalot and Telles. I tell you what, Ray, I will find this. I'm Liam Nielsen. Is it Neeson? I will find this. I will find this super chat. Here we go. I found it. He also said, please give Carrick some respect. 3 games managing the biggest club, knowing he was on borrowed time. That is an interesting one as well. How much did he know? True. Did he even know? Did he know back then? Or was it just, was this a 24-hour thing? We don't know.
He might have known yesterday.
Exactly. But knowing he was on borrowed time, last 2 matches, more pressure, Dalot and Telles, great. I kind of derailed this a little bit as well because we're going to talk about the match and then suddenly we get this big news now.
Yeah.
Speaking of the match though, because again, a match did just happen. We did just get 3 points at Old Trafford under the helm of Michael Carrick for his last game as caretaker manager. Speaking about the fullbacks there, so obviously it was Telles and Dalot, relatively forced, it must say, because Shaw's still out with concussion. Dalot played because Wan-Bissaka's got a hand injury, they were saying as well. But what did you think? What did you think of the 2 fullbacks today?
I think Telles did well, to be fair. I still think defensively there are a few frailties with him. He needs to stop letting the ball bounce. He always gets kind of caught up with the ball over the top. However, I thought his pressing, so what he was doing was actually whenever, I think it might have been Martinelli was on the right side, whenever Martinelli would get the ball with his back towards Telles would be right in, snapping away, getting the ball and winning those balls. He was pressing from the back, closing the space down really quickly and managing to win the ball. And he did that quite a lot. And I think that's something that that's one thing I haven't seen from Luke Shaw. If we're going to say one thing Telles has shown me over Luke Shaw, who I still think is the way better player, but that aspect of it, like that sort of proactive defending, Luke Shaw usually will wait for the player to get close to him, get to the final third before trying to make a challenge, or sometimes not make a challenge at all. But Telles literally snapped in today. He was literally snapping at their heels and winning the ball. I thought he did amazing. And I think Dalot, again, very similar to Telles, like both have great delivery from the left and the right side, which again, I can see why they were both picked because Ronaldo was the striker. He's going to try to put his head to things. But I thought Dalot was really good today. He had a nice balance between him defending and him attacking. And that pass that he played through for Rashford to square it to Ronaldo was utterly beautiful. And here's the thing. I'm sorry, KG, if you're watching, but if Wan-Bissaka is on the pitch, he never makes that pass in a million years. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. So, and that's what you get with Dalot. You get a good ball playing right back.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. By the way, I think I might have been a bit... I've seen a few Owen underwater comments. I think I was a bit fuzzy there for a second. I don't know what's going on. I tell you now, apparently it's every time I just do a match reaction, something goes wrong. But it wouldn't be United View. It wouldn't be United View if it didn't. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're growing. But I did think the fullbacks played well today. I think Dalot, like I said, particularly, you mentioned Wan-Bissaka. I spoke to KG about it before the game because as soon as I saw Wan-Bissaka wasn't playing, I thought, right, I'm bringing that up to KG. I'm bringing it up to see what he's saying, and he said he's actually surprisingly calm, DJ. Surprising. He was surprisingly calm, yeah. And wow. But in fairness, he said, Dalot, take your opportunity, take your shirt. And I think he did. I think he did today.
I think he
It's
did
an
really well.
interesting one. Depending now, we got a game in 3 days, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, again, it depends, I guess, on the hand injury of Wan-Bissaka, but do you think Dalot starts against Palace?
I think he should. And Rangnick's now going to be the manager, and I do think, I can't lie, I cannot profess to have watched so much of Rangnick, but one thing I do think is that in terms of the pressing style that he wants to play, I think it suits Wan-Bissaka. I think pressing suits Wan-Bissaka, defending suits Wan-Bissaka. So I think he'd be the better option in terms of playing that style. But I do think, if he's got a hand injury, he needs to rest. No point playing a physical game at Palace. I know it's going to mean a lot to him, but if he falls and hurts himself, he's going to be out longer. So just keep Dalot in. He's had a good game. I think players should be in the starting 11 off merit nowadays now. I think things need to change. Hopefully they do. So yeah, Dalot for me.
Yeah, I think again, I think it hinges on Wan-Bissaka's, I think, injury at the weekend as well, and it's going to be just interesting in general because that's Ralph's first team selection, isn't it? So even if we have a fully fit Wan-Bissaka, maybe he just prefers Dalot. We don't know. There's been that clip floating around, hasn't there, of Rangnick when I think it's last year talking about Luke Shaw. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I have.
When he goes, I think they need a new left back, and I think everyone collectively takes a bit of a gasp to go. Because they get Mourinho flashbacks, don't they? They go, here we go again. But we'll have to wait and see. That's the interesting thing. And Rangnick is doing his first press conference, by the way, tomorrow at 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
You're going to be up early for that?
Oh, DJ, I'm telling you, I'm one of these people as well. After a stream, I can't go to bed. I'm buzzing, right? By the way, this is high energy me. So I've got to come down. Is high energy. Oh, yeah, I've got to come down. This is me at like a 10, a 12, DJ. This is me. This is me going crazy. You don't want to see me relaxing. I'm like a sloth. So yeah,
usually you're very quite calm and composed.
Yeah. Well, no, KG got me riled up at halftime, and we'll go to that in a second, okay? Because of the De Gea thing. I'm telling you. But yeah, I'm gonna have to calm down, and then straight after the press conference, about 9:30, we'll be going live tomorrow. With Rangnick's first presser.
Wow,
so it's exciting
Early
times. But actually, it's a good segue there, DJ, because I want to talk about the first goal now. First of all, I wouldn't say I went in on David De Gea at halftime, but I have my opinions on this goal.
Okay.
From a goalkeeper's perspective, I have my opinions on this one. But I will say is that certainly as the game went on, and I'm a David De Gea guy. I've been a David De Gea guy a long time. So
is it Goalkeepers Union? Yeah, Goalkeepers Union.
Well, no, but I think he made some great saves second half. He made a save from a corner. Yeah. There was that one from Aubameyang that was offside, but unbelievable save. Striker should score, but great save from the keeper. But it doesn't change my opinion on that first goal. That I think a big proportion of the blame has to go on David De Gea for that first goal. It has to. Now, if you didn't see the goal, guys, if you're just tuning into the match reaction, you were at work, you were whatever you were, and you're saying, what happened with this first goal? Basically, a corner came in and it gets headed out. As it gets sort of headed out or cleared, Fred stands on the foot of De Gea. So De Gea goes down. And as he goes down, he's looking at the ball like this, and he sees the ball goes out of the box. As he goes down on the floor, he then sort of curls up into a ball on the line with his back to play. Bear in mind, the referee hasn't blown his whistle yet, and Smith Rowe volleys it, or half volleys it. It goes into there. If De Gea's standing up, he would save it. It's never going in that sense. But it goes into the net, and then we're in this dilemma. The referee hasn't blown the whistle, but De Gea is down. After a lot of deliberation, the referee has to give the goal. He has to give the goal. Yeah. He was about to blow, I think, the ref.
He was.
And then he sort of didn't, because either the ball sort of goes past him, or I don't know, but he doesn't. Yeah. So in the end, they have to give the goal. Now, DJ, first of all, what was your opinion on this?
See, when it happened, there was all this confusion. I was hearing the commentator say, well, he's got to give a goal. It's in the rule book. And I was just a bit like, not too sure. But when I looked at sort of like the footage, I did see the ref go to blow his whistle and then kind of stop. So I'm thinking, the commentators kept saying, oh, he hasn't seen De Gea, but you was going to blow the whistle. That means you saw something that caused you to put the whistle to your lips before, just literally a fraction of a second before the ball's gone past him on his left-hand side, right? So I was thinking, well, maybe the referee's fucked up. But then I looked at kind of why De Gea was on the floor. Now, Fred's tackling our goalkeeper, man. I love Fred. He had a good game, but you're tackling our goalkeeper. Like, what are you doing? Why are you so close to him like that for you to step on his ankle? Like, what's going on? Shouldn't you be that close to an Arsenal player?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And I will give you that. But I can't. Yeah, I'm with you. Fred stands on De Gea. I'm with you. But you cannot tell me that is enough to make you go down in a Premier League match against Arsenal at a corner you're defending from as a goalkeeper. I'd be like, oh, Jesus, Fred, you stood on my foot.
Yeah.
Then the ball goes out. Then you go down. You say, Fred, you stood on my pissing foot. That's what you do.
That's what I would have done.
The frustrating thing that I have with this, that I have is as a goalkeeper, not to sound like Roy Keane, but as a goalkeeper, what is your job? To stop the ball going into the back of the net. For me, it's a crime not only to go down, you go basically, and as a goalkeeper, everyone's done it, right? When you go up and try to catch the ball or someone bumps into you from a corner, you go down. Referee 9 times out of 10, they'll blow up, you get the free kick. And everyone goes, oh, goalkeepers, protected so-and-so. That's what happens. He gambled, the referee didn't blow up. And he's like, shit, what do I do? Do I get up and reveal that actually I'm probably fine and I could have got up? Or do I milk it even more and maybe they'll disallow it?
Yeah,
and that's basically what he's done. That's what basically he's done. He committed to it. He went down and then he thought, shit, I've got, what am I going to do? So he rolled over. But you can't, if you're defending a corner, I know the ball went outside the box. You can't lay on the floor and turn your back to the goal. Yeah. And if it goes in, that's on you. That is on you. Like, again, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm wearing a United shirt. But Arsenal did nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and I know some people were saying, 100%. Arsenal should have given Man United a goal back. No, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't.
Why shouldn't they?
No, and to be fair,
it
was none of Arsenal's business why De Gea was hurt in the first place.
No, so they didn't do anything.
It's not on the onus of them, but I do think that you are right in a sense of, if it happens, just firm it until the ball goes out or whatever, and then go down and do what you complaining. But I do think he treated it like an episode of EastEnders, literally, because he knew he's like, oh, actually, I don't know what's going on here. Let me just stay down. Yeah, but because I think he was hoping.
At the very least, if you're on the floor and you're laying down, at the very least, watch the ball. Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back on the game. Because then, literally, if you're on the floor like that, and then don't blow the whistle, you see the ball's coming, you're like, I've got to get up. I'll get up. Exactly. I'll get up. I'll push it out, and then I'll go back down. Don't turn your back on the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be my own thing. And also, look, De Gea, I'm blaming parts of De Gea, but also I will say to the referee, I didn't think had a clue, and he had a terrible game, by the way. Martin Atkins, terrible game. He made a complete hash of that. When in reality, if he'd have blown up, I mean, he just should have blown up because the play went down anyway, to be honest. But whatever. But I mean, for that penalty decision, for the Ronaldo penalty, how on earth has he not seen that?
He was going to let it go. If VAR didn't exist, he would have let that go, and we would have been robbed. We would have been robbed of a penalty. Yeah. And I think this season we haven't had like all the penalty calls we've had. The refs always been no. If I think was it last season we was having the world of penalties just before I think lockdown, or was it just afterwards? I couldn't remember, but we had a lot of penalties because United were getting in the box and all of that. And I thought there was a clear agenda this season. Don't give United any penalties because they're going to try and get penalties. They're going to milk it. But I'm glad we got a fair and square penalty. But again, the ref could have cost us that if there was no VAR. So
yeah, and also as well, like we talk about clear and obvious, and people that like you see a sort of questionable decisions, and they go, it's not. They go, it's not clear and obvious, so he's not going to go back. He just stopped the game. He just literally the ball's still in play, and he literally just puts his hand up and goes, I'm going to the screen because the guy in the earpiece, he might as well have taken it out there shouting that loud. He's like that.
Yeah,
he's going. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, mate. Penalty. That's what
those United players were incensed, man. I'd have been pissed too. I'd have been pissed on, like, what are you doing? Like,
exactly.
Clearly,
and they're still remembering the first half as well, so they're not having this.
Yeah.
They're not having this. By the way, we haven't forgotten the first half. That is a penalty.
Yeah, they weren't having it. They weren't having it. No,
it was a clear penalty. I mean, we've jumped all over the place there, but
I know.
That's what we do. It's what we do. This is match reaction. We go on tangents. We'll have shitty connection. Yeah.
We will dip out around 45 minutes. Yeah.
DJ's going to go off in a bit and come back in. That's what we do. So after the Smith Rowe goal, Bruno equalised just before half time. And in fairness, like we were saying, like you can criticise Fred for obviously standing on De Gea's foot, gets an assist.
Yeah, and that's something that I've noticed since Carrick's come in. He's getting forward. He's getting forward into the final third, and being an extra option in the attack, and he's linking well with the forward players. He's done that a few times now. He's winning the ball up high, and he's driving into the box, or he's playing a 1-2 to get into the box to play then the third pass or the assist. And we've seen that in the last couple of games from him. And I think Carrick did touch on it before. He said, we're utilizing front in a different way. We're slightly tweaking the way he's playing, and it's paid dividends. That little tweak that we've seen is paid dividends. Now, I'm not going to lie. We did see some of the flashes from Fred where we are a bit like, Fred, come on. Like, he did misplace a couple of passes.
And
but
you'll see them.
Yeah, you'll see them. You'll see them. But do you know what? I do think, and I did tweet this out, I said, the reason why we are seeing these mistakes from Fred, you're going to see more mistakes. We're going to see more. The reason why is because he goes looking for the ball. He tries to get involved in the play. Whether he gets dumped on the ground by whoever, or he misplaces a pass, or he gives the ball away, the next phase of play, he still wants to be involved, and he's still playing. McTominay, for me, offered us nothing today. Literally zero today, in my opinion. There's probably United fans thinking, we had a good game, or cool, fair enough. But for me, he didn't do enough. He really didn't do enough. And he's leaving Fred to do all of that by himself. I didn't see McTominay running and closing people down. I didn't see McTominay winning the ball a hell of a lot. He won it sometimes, but not a hell of a lot, right? Fred was literally trying to make things happen. He was absolutely everywhere. And yeah, he made a few mistakes today, but Jesus, like that, if that isn't a great sort of audition for Rangnick, I don't know what is. I think Rangnick is probably sitting there thinking, yeah, I want some of that. I need some of that in my Manchester United team. And just lastly, I do think that, we're linked to Amadou Haidara.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he's linked to half of Leipzig, by the way.
Yeah, which we would be. But,
yeah.
I've seen a little bit of him, not too much, but a little bit of him. He is quite a similar player to Fred, but just better overall in terms of everything else that he does. And he's quite versatile. I'd love for there to be a partnership with, if we're going to play the two in the midfield, him and Fred would be amazing. That's rock and roll football, that is.
It's an interesting one, Fred. I think I agree with you. And they get a lot of criticism, and don't get me wrong, a lot of it is sometimes very justified. And and Fred tonight did at times Fred things, and that's what he will do. But he he did Fred things, but he got an assist, like you said. I'm so reluctant to say passion and desire. I mean, and I have to catch myself so often, DJ. But he did show energy, and he did show an ability to win the ball back, press at times when other people aren't pressing. I think he did well. And again, I think when that De Gea one, he trod on his foot. Come on, guys. Let's not mess around here.
Yeah.
As a goal, if De Gea got stretched off with like a broken ankle, I'd go, fair enough. You couldn't get back up, but he didn't. He got up nearly immediately afterwards, and he was like, that whole, it is bad. You got to give the goal. Yeah. What? Then he stomps his foot. Oh, it's fine now. Recovered.
Yeah.
No bullshit. But yes, so we went into half-time 1-1. Immediately afterwards, and to be honest, the first half, even though there was 2 goals, it was like really lacking in quality at times. But that second half, I mean, from a neutral point of view, which of course we're not, but from a neutral point of view, what a game! What a second half!
Yeah, it was a little bit of end to end. I think both teams had phases of play that were really nice and stuff like that. I did feel that United dropped off maybe in fitness wise. Kind of got a little bit slower. And for me, I don't know how you felt about it, but for me, Rashford should have come off ages ago.
He had a poor game. I think he did have a poor game. Which is surprising from him. Now, do you think that's because at times of the game tonight, he was out on the right and he just can't play out from the right for whatever reason. I don't know why. But,
but this is the thing. Sancho's had a blinding game on the right-hand side for the last couple of games that he's played there. He looks so much better on the right-hand side. Like, literally looks at home.
Yeah.
And Rashford is a left winger, so I was unsure. I didn't understand whether that was something that they had agreed to do for this game. I didn't see them switching a lot. Rashford was definitely right wing today. He wasn't on the left, and I'm not sure what was behind that. I'm unsure of kind of Sorry, I'm just seeing a clip of Rangnick leaving the stadium, and there's loads of fans running, wanting pictures and
really?
stuff. Yeah, it's great stuff. But yeah, just I was unsure what the tactics were behind that. Why Rashford was on the right, but he didn't have a good game at all. And now I wanted Mason to come on. I really want. I don't know how fit he is. I know he's recovered from COVID and stuff, but it would have been nice to see him get a couple of minutes because I think he could have affected the game.
I think you're right. I think it's probably a fitness thing. I would think. But yeah, I agree. I thought Rashford was really off today, sort of surprisingly off. But that's why we've got a big squad, and that's why we say before. That's why we've got people like Martial came on really up front. But people like Lingard. If Greenwood was available, he might have probably come on for Rashford, considering he's played a lot on the right, I think, as well. But I agree. I thought Rashford was surprisingly off it tonight. But obviously, right after halftime, or pretty close to after halftime, Ronaldo gets the goal 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, right. And it was a good move as well. Cuts back, Ronaldo. I'm thinking, great. And then immediately, bang, hit back straight away. And I was like, now, KG on the match view, he was like, De Gea's got to do better there. Now, I've criticised De Gea already once in there, and I think that's incredibly harsh. I think that's incredibly harsh for the second one. I think it's right in the corner. And at one point, it looked like Aubameyang might have touched it. I don't know if he did. But that was that was the game, and that is kind of United at the moment. We're fragile. We're very fragile.
Very fragile.
Very fragile.
We're like a jam donut, man. Seriously, just soft in the middle. We're just leaking everywhere. We're just soft, literally, just soft. I think, I'm trying to get as good as you.
That's all right,
It's not quite the fish puns, but I'm trying.
I was just thinking. I was kind of thinking there. I didn't initially go to like the jam in the middle. I just went to you get sugar all over your fingers. I don't know how that pertains to anything like you were saying though. But you know what I mean? Afterwards, you're like that. But the problem is, you have to lick your fingers at the end after a jam donut, because if you lick it halfway through, what happens? You just get sugar back on your fingers because you're getting sticky your fingers. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. And carry on.
And I do think, phone's just going off. Jeez, sorry. But I do think it might be I think it's the Arsenal fans. It's the Arsenal fans wanting to
I
get
thought you were going to say it's some kind of bakery. Jam donuts. You just get by the ton.
I wish. I think I wouldn't be able to fit in this chair if I did. But I do think Ralf coming in could tighten that defense, because Jesus, man, we're just leaking goals. And there was one phase of play just towards the end there where Dalot is he's facing towards Tavares, and Tavares is looking to cross it in. And I looked behind Dalot, and I could see Jadon Sancho literally two meters behind Dalot. So he's literally standing behind Dalot.
Yeah.
Looking at the same player, and I'm like, Jadon, can't you see the player running off him? And then they whip the ball in, and it comes to Fred blocks it, and it goes out. But again, we do need to tighten up on a few things positionally as well. And I just hope that Rangnick can do it, because we've got to go now. We need the points. Today was a must-win game. We spoke earlier. Today was a must-win game. We need the 3 points. I think we are now. Could you look at the table? How many points behind are we?
I will check the table, but because I messaged DJ earlier today, and I said, DJ, I was saying I said it to KG as well. I didn't look genuinely. I hadn't looked at the table for like 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't want it. Yeah. I'm one of those people. I'll look the other way. It's not happening. I'm as bad as the board. I'm heading the sand mentality. Let's not talk about it. But I looked at the table today and I went, we're 10th. I went, we're 10th. And then I thought, and I went, if Brentford win, we could be 11th. And if we lose, now Brentford didn't win and we won. Yeah. So you can let me know in the live chat. And I could just not be so lazy and just.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get the viewers. Up and working.
I got it on my phone now. We're 7th. We're a point behind Tottenham in 6th, but they've got a game in hand. Should they win that game in hand, which is against Burnley, obviously, they would go up to 4th. Jesus.
Wow.
And by the way, we beat them 3-0, and that's how they got their manager. How many points are they ahead of us now?
Yeah. We need to get some consistency. It's really been good. But do you know what it is, Owen, though? We've been like, you remember we was talking about that gauntlet of games that was going to determine Solskjaer's future. Ultimately,
and it did.
It did. And we looked at those run of games and we were like, yeah, that's where it's either going to be won or lost. His career. He lost. So now it's a thing of now, because of those poor run of games in that sort of space, we really need the rest of the season need to make up for those poor games and get points on the board. That's where we lost a lot of ground within those matches. And Ralph's got a big job on his hands.
He does have a big job in his hands. What do you think he would have seen then tonight? Put yourself in Ralph's shoes, right? You're sitting up there in the stands and you're, analysing people, and you would have been analysing people anyway before even you got the job. When you're interviewing for the job, you'd be like, okay, I know of Manchester United. Since this whole process of the work visa thing, he's analysing people then. Apparently he's getting, different camera angles of training or whatever. He's building his clock. He's going to hang up there, all that kind of stuff. What, if you were Ralf Rangnick, would you have seen tonight that you would say, right, Sunday, this guy has to play, or I want to use this kind of formation because this guy fits in?
I definitely think he's going to go for Fred. Fred will probably be the first. Fred and Bruno will be the first two
it's a big statement. That's a big statement to say that Fred is going to be the first name on the team sheet that has Cristiano Ronaldo in it.
Yep. Honestly, I think Fred is what Rangnick loves in a player. Especially, he loves that. Yes and no, because I do think especially now Fred's had sort of his position tweaked, and I don't know whether Rangnick's aware of it. I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of dialogue and talk, but I do think Fred will be one of those players that's going to be essential. I say it again, essential to Rangnick's plans because of the way he plays in terms of the closing down and pressing. Because at times it looked like there was only one man pressing in that team in the midfield, and that was Fred. It was Fred.
I agree. He fits.
He fits to what Rangnick wants. So I think Fred will definitely be a part of that team. I even today, and you know what, I think he's had a lot of stick lately. Harry Maguire, for me, I saw him do things I haven't seen him do just yet.
Yeah, come on, DJ. Now you're going crazy.
Nah, you know what? But I'm going to give him his props. Because I have not seen him that high up the pitch in weeks, in months.
Would you have started him though? Would you have started him?
No, I wouldn't have started him. It would have been Bailly. It would have been Bailly for me.
There you go.
So I do think Bailly is more of the Rangnick type of defender.
I agree.
But you know what Bailly's like. I think when Varane comes back, it'll be definitely. I think Rangnick will go with Bailly and Varane if both fit. And I think Wan-Bissaka will be that right back because of the defensive capabilities that he has. And then if, say, we get to January, everything's fine, we get to January, he'll bring in Hadara, who I think Fred and Hadara will be the new midfield pivot. He'll come in as a replacement for McTominay. I'm not sure what's going on with Pogba. I've heard Pogba's excited about Ralf coming in. He's looking forward to it. Who knows? But I think I can't really speak for the rest of the team. It's a brand new slate for everybody. And I've said this before, some of our favourite players might not get a look in under this manager. So we're going to have to stomach that and accept that.
Maybe. As JK says, smash a like on the video, guys. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner as well. We are on the road to 90K. We are less, I think, than 500 away from 90K subscribers.
Let's do it.
Especially today, because it's Flex's birthday today.
Hey.
What a great day to do it, right? If you can't get him a present, subscribe. It's free.
Come on, guys.
That's the greatest present you could. Well, there are probably better presents. Let's be honest. There. You could give. I'm not gonna be one of the. It's the best present you could ever give. I'm sure £1 million would be better than a subscriber. But you never know. You never know. The monetary value. You can't put that. I'm digging myself a hole.
You are. You're digging. He's digging, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm digging myself a hole as I'm going into that. But yeah, smash a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe as we are on the road to 90K. I think what's interesting about Rangnick, and you mentioned about the first names on the team sheet, Fred, possibly being one of the first names. I think what tonight would have also proved to him, not that you need proving. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, in my opinion. But there have been some people, and there are always those people, I tell you what, his Man United career's over, DJ, because Ralf Rangnick's coming in. Let's be real here. Ralf Rangnick, he might have his system, he might have his philosophy. You'd have seen Cristiano Ronaldo score 2 goals tonight and win the game for Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
He's not dropping him. He can't. Now, the only reason he might not play the weekend is he looked like he might have pulled his hamstring or something like that. But, I mean, surely Ralf Rangnick, he's not going to be like, this person that comes in, I'm getting rid of Cristiano Ronaldo. Come on.
Yeah. I said it once, I said it twice, and I'll say it again. He is inevitable. He is 801 career goals. They were reading out how many goals he had scored for all the various teams he played. He scored 400 for one. He scored 120 for 29 for United or whatever. No, 120 for United. It was another 105 for whoever else. The man, like, just there's not enough words to describe how legendary this figure is. Yeah. I remember him playing against Bolton at the age of 18 years old. I remember watching that game live. I watched it. Yeah. And it's just mind-boggling how any human being, football is a hard game. It's tough, especially at the highest level. You've got to deal with injuries, tactics, different players, age, everything. And this man has scored 801 goals. Certain strikers don't even score 100 goals in their career. 100 is like the bare minimum. This man has done it 8 times over.
It's like 809, and I want to say it's in like 1,000 and something games.
That is crazy.
It's crazy. It's not. It blows like even 1 in every 2 games. It's nuts. It's crazy. And the guy, you can kind of sum him up as well. When Flex did the match preview with Don Robbie. And one of the only players, and even Ty, the one player that they were like combined 11, or the one player that they didn't want to play was Cristiano Ronaldo, because they know that's the guy. He, like you said, he's like you leaving at 45 minutes. It's inevitable. That's what it is. That is what it is. He will score goals and he will win games. Even at 36 years of age, 37 years of age next year, he will do it. And Arsenal fans knew that. And look, he's a big reason why we won. Scored 2 goals. Yeah,
Rangnick's going to have him in the team. Like, Rangnick would be very stupid and foolish not to. Obviously, tactically, there will have to be some tweaking so Ronaldo fits into the system in a way Rangnick probably wants. But even Rangnick might not even get what he wants. He might have to make a variation of the system. You may have to press a little deeper instead. But who knows? Of course, you're going to do it. But one thing I want to say is all the pundits that came out at the start of the season and said they'd rather have Harry Kane. Where are you now? This agenda against Manchester United, even with Rangnick coming in, I've been waiting to say this, been waiting to get on camera.
I'll tell you where they are. I'll tell you where they are, DJ. They're saying now that he can't press, or he's too old, or somehow he's made Man United worse. Like, the agenda's still there. Yeah. It's just the subject matter is just kind of shifted a little bit. They found something else, but he continued to score goals.
Exactly. And, I just listen to these pundits and I literally just sit there and I'm just like, what are you lot talking about? You obviously don't watch United as much as we do because we know like a little bit of the ins and outs and why players are starting and etc. But to criticize Cristiano Ronaldo for what exactly? I don't understand. The man scored 801. He scored 801 goals. There should be no debate over him. There shouldn't be, he's 36, still scoring in the Premier League, the toughest league. Because we like to go on like the Premier League's the greatest league that man's ever created. Yeah. And he's come back to the league, and he's got 11 in 16 appearances or something like that. Like, he's the man. Just simple as that. He's the man, and Rangnick will start him.
I agree. Eros Official Music says, Sue, I did the Sue once, right, on his first game back on a match view, and I got mocked for it because it was just like the worst. It was the worst one. It was like I was in Tesco and I saw someone I knew called Sue. Like, Sue. Right, Sue. Sue, what are you doing here? I haven't seen you in ages. Look how much you've grown. All this kind of stuff. I'd be like, oh, come on. It just sounds terrible. But it says, CR7, the GOAT, no debate. That's it with Ronaldo. He just, like I said, he continues to prove people wrong. People will still continue their agendas or whatever. I think the thing that frustrates me the most with the whole Ronaldo discussion is that, if he had signed with Man City, that inconceivable in the multiverse, in some parallel dimension where he's playing for Manchester City right now, they'd be all over it. Oh, what a signing. What a signing. Genius. Genius.
How could United not sign him? Yeah. How could they let him go to City?
He could go till he's 45 and still be scoring goals. It's exactly what City need. And then suddenly comes to United and then suddenly it's, what a waste of money. He's too old. He doesn't press. I know he scored goals that have won you games, but somehow that's hurting Manchester United.
Yeah.
Don't understand that logic. He's the reason we're in the Champions League knockout stage.
Yeah, Mr. Champions League.
That's really hurt us. That's really hurt us. I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
Champions League. Exactly. And they're the type of pundits that will champion Messi over him.
Oh, yeah. What do you think about that with the Ballon d'Or? I know we're
Oh,
getting off topic, but we can
yeah,
do what we want.
it's a farce, man. It's a farce, man. By this
Yeah.
point, I can't take it seriously. I used to really take it seriously and take it as gospel, but nah, not anymore. It's a farce. No way
It is a
Messi's doing
fast. And also as well, like, don't get me wrong, Messi had a decent 2021. If you're going to judge
that.
the calendar year, you know,
Yeah,
one international tournament. I think he's the top goal scorer in that tournament. He was top goal scorer in La Liga. But like
yeah.
Lewandowski, man,
Yeah,
not for 1 year, 2 years.
yeah,
If you're
exactly.
going to insist, okay, 2021 we're giving it to Messi, which again everyone would be like, what? Then
Yeah,
say, look, I know we cancelled last year, but we're giving you
yeah,
last year's one now, at least
yeah,
because you
yeah,
got to have one.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Messi's legacy isn't going to be defined if he doesn't get an extra Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
But certainly Lewandowski, that would be a big deal to him, you
yeah,
know. And
yeah.
I know the trophy's meaningless and all this kind of stuff, but still, it's just ridiculous.
Lewandowski for me, and they should. I still think maybe they should sort something out where he gets it. They need another ceremony. Maybe the next ceremony they'll give it to him, but he needs to have something because he's been phenomenal for 2 seasons. Literally, phenomenal.
Pat says, can someone tell me, has Carrick stepped down? Yes, if you are
Yes.
just joining us, it was announced, I'm not exaggerating, maybe like 10 minutes after the game was over. A statement was released by Manchester United that said that Michael Carrick was stepping down as first team coach, was leaving the club essentially with immediate effect. Carrick said that he basically, enjoyed his time at the club, but it was a difficult decision to make, etc., but he is leaving. Again, we don't really know like the details surrounding it in terms of timelines. Obviously, it was determined before the game. It's not a case of like full time. Carrick's walked up the tunnel and went, well, I'm done. Everyone was like, it was obviously way determined. We just don't know how far back. We don't know if it was, a couple of days ago. We don't know if it was when Ollie was sacked by the club. We don't know. But again, going back to it, I think he has to be given tremendous credit. I do. And I think a lot of people, myself included, called for him to go with Ollie, called for all of them to go. And I stick by that. I do. I think they all had their chance and they're all part of the problem and we need a total reset. But where I will give him credit is that look, Manchester United were in a really difficult position and a really bad position. We still are.
Mm-hmm.
We still are. But we were in a really bad position after that Watford game and it could have got way worse. It could have got really worse. We could have gone, potentially out of the Champions League. We could have gone even further down the table. And ultimately, Carrick didn't lose a game, got points, got us through to the Champions League next round, whatever that means. But and he has to be given credit for that. And again, if it's a case of him going, right, I've done my job, there's a new guy coming in, and you know what? I had my chance and I don't think I should stick around, or I'm being loyal to Ollie, whatever it may be. I think he has handled it with, to be honest, tremendous integrity. And it's the same as Ollie. It's the same as Ollie in the sense that now he's gone and he's no part of the management structure. He's still a club legend. It hasn't changed anything. It has not changed anything. He's still the guy that won the Champions League with Manchester United in 2008, won all of these Premier League titles, one of our better midfield players over the last 10, 15 years or so, which, and that's a great company to be in considering all the midfield players we've had, but he's in that conversation. Absolutely. And he'll always be a club legend. So you have to give him credit, I think.
Yep. I know 100%. And seems like a really nice guy, a humble guy, very sort of like laid back. But, for me, I think what impressed me, I can't even talk.
Wow, it's
what
late.
Impressed me, what impressed me about
You're thinking
him?
about donuts, mate. That's the problem.
I actually am Krispy Kremes. Yeah, no free promo Krispy Kremes, but I really love Krispy Kremes. But
and the thing is, you said initially just normal jam donuts. Now you're veering off into American
yeah,
style.
you got to get the
mate.
glazed. Just the original glazed for DJ. That's what he likes.
Yeah.
But back to Carrick. What impressed me is some of the big calls that he made coming in. He really sort of made
Ronaldo.
Bruno sit on the bench, Ronaldo sit on the bench. And it was sort of just refreshing as fans to see that. Like, there was no favourites. It was, okay, guys, tactically we're changing something here. You guys are not fitting into that right away. Maybe later on in the game, which we've seen. And look, I'm one of the best midfielders I've seen at Manchester United. I think even if we could have a carbon copy of him, just younger in that midfield that can play the passes.
Player we need now. Yeah, absolutely.
Play the ball through the lines. That is what we need. We need the ball through the lines, and he used to do it effortlessly, just easily. So, but yeah, it is kind of. I'm a little bit sad that he's gone, but it is the right
That's
move.
the ex-player thing, though, isn't it? That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, it's the ex-player thing, but
Yeah.
it's the right move. In a way, it's a good move by Manchester United as well, because us as fans now, we're seeing Rangnick come on. Rangnick can really, really stamp his authority in with the coaching staff and the players. You know, maybe there's not going to be any. I don't know who else is going to go, but I expect maybe in the next 24 hours, might be leaving as well.
Well, that was the interesting one I was going to bring up here. So Harsh
Yeah.
says, "What about McKenna?" And it's a good point. I always felt, and me and Flex spoke about this when Rangnick was announced, I think, whenever it was, saying that we felt, if anything, out of any of the coaches that would stay, we felt actually it might be Carrick. He might be the one to stick around, considering he's been the one that's actually, like impressed a little bit. And we sort of said that maybe these remaining 6 months would almost be an audition phase, in the sense that whoever comes in, whether it's Pochettino or Ten Hag, they're going to be bringing with them their own backroom staff.
Exactly.
And Rangnick's going to be part of that decision. And if you've worked with Rangnick for 6 months, he might be the guy to say, look, okay, we're going to let go this guy, but keep this guy around, because I worked with him 6 months. He's got something to him. So it's an interesting one, because, again, I felt Carrick would stick around. Obviously, he's not. Where do you see then the future of McKenna and Phelan?
I mean, I think Phelan will retire, go sit on an island for few months in the sun with the family, and I think maybe his time in football will be done. I think maybe they'll give him some form of ambassadorial role with Manchester United, because he has been at the club for a long time. Maybe I'm not really concerned too much with Phelan. I know it sounds bad, but he's won a lot. He's been there at the big games. He's had his prime coaching years. So I think he can kind of ride off into the sunset now, go join Alex Ferguson, Sir Alex, sorry, on some of the games in the stands. That'd be nice to see him on camera doing that. But I think McKenna.
Here we go. This is every time, guys. I'm preparing to go, because he's going to go in a second. Look at him. He's going to go every time. He's gone immediately. There you go. Typical DJ settings. Disappears. Tesco Wi-Fi. Yeah, Steve H says Tesco Wi-Fi. It happens every time. The only weird thing is this time, like, he's still technically there. He's still technically there. Look. Oh, now he's definitely gone. This is technology, guys. Like I said, Imran says, Phelan cutting his Wi-Fi. Can you imagine? I've kind of got that image in my head now. I've got that image in my head of him sort of going, yeah, Phelan should go. And then he looks outside. Phelan's there with a pair of scissors, giving it evil laugh. There he is.
Yeah, I think I saw someone running away like that.
Yeah,
Phelan,
was he bold?
Yeah, he was. It was.
Yeah. That's what it was. What was weird about this one, DJ? This was kind of different for you, because it wasn't dramatic. It was kind of a slow burn, which is very unlike you. You're very dramatic when you go. This one was a bit like, oh, what's happening? Interesting.
Oh, that's too funny.
You're very versatile. You're very versatile.
Yeah,
You've got lots of different types. It's not just a one type of dramatic exit. Sometimes you'll just slowly move out the door.
Hey, listen, I'm like an onion. There's layers.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
layers.
But carry on, Mike Phelan.
Phelan, he can go. Yeah, I think that's him over there. Yeah,
exactly.
That is over there.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I do think he'll move on. And I think it'd be shocking if he stayed. Like, I'll be shocked. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, he'll go probably. We'll get a statement probably tomorrow in the day.
King of the Indies said Fred stepped on the Wi-Fi cord. And guess what? DJ did go down. He's as bad as David De Gea. He was DJ. That's why DJ took ages. He was on the floor curled up in a ball. I'm here trying to defend. Trying to defend.
If I had KG soundboard, I'd definitely drop a bomb for that comment. That made me laugh. But
blow the whistle.
Yeah, I think McKenna might, because for McKenna, it would be bad if he got demoted, right? Back to the youth setup. It would be a bit like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what they will do. Maybe just still have him as a coach, I guess.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting one, because the reports that we had heard were basically like, he's going to be bringing with him 1 or 2 assistants. I think there was going to be a video analyst and maybe an assistant. His old assistant's still saying at Lokomotiv Moscow. He's taking Rangnick's old job. Yeah. So he's not coming with him. obviously the interesting thing as well, and this was kind of the feeling as to why these guys would stay also, is that, Carrick, Phelan and McKenna and the goalkeeping coach, they just got 3-year contracts. So again, this is when you have to almost give Michael Carrick credit in the sense that I don't really know how this deal has worked out. Has he just basically stepped down and walked away from a 3-year contract? If he has, fair play.
Fair play.
I mean, that's leaving money on the table, because again, it's kind of a case of sack me, I'm not resigning because I've got to get my severance pay. So I again, we don't know with that, but again, if he has decided, I'll just walk because I've got my money, like it's worth it. Like, it doesn't matter. If that is the case of him, fair play. I'm with you. I don't really see how Mike Phelan fits.
Imagine him just staying on. It just wouldn't make sense.
I was going to let myself go there. I was going to go, I'm with you. I don't see how Mike. And then come back in.
Let it get him out.
See,
He's
exactly.
gone. He's gone. I snapped. I snapped.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't see how Mike Phelan really fits in that, because Mike Phelan's role, because he wasn't on the training pitch, he was there obviously match days. He was there as the guy of experience, wasn't he? He was the wise sage of the bunch.
Yeah,
he was the one who's been there, done it with the old Manchester United under Sir Alex and the coaching staff. He was meant to be there. That was kind of guiding them, the inexperienced bunch, if you will. But we've got a very experienced guy coming in now, Ralf Rangnick. So it's essentially his role there is a bit redundant. So.
But do you think? Yeah, but do you think so? I remember when Moyes came in. Yeah, Moyes got rid of all the previous. Yeah, everyone, and brought in his own guys.
Yeah,
and at the time, I'll never forget. At the time, everyone was saying it's a mistake because there's no Manchester United people there. They don't know the club, etc., etc. We need Manchester United people there, and there was this big narrative for years. We need Manchester United people at the club. So, in saying that, do you think we are past now having Manchester United people in the club to show outsiders that are coming into the club, this is what the club means, and this
I think it depends. I think it depends, like in the sense that when it comes to having ex-players or into the club, if we had an ex-player that as a manager was winning Champions Leagues or winning Premier Leagues, then I think that kind of would be a different situation. The issue is that obviously it was ex-players, but it was ex-players who were inexperienced at managing Manchester United at a high level. Yeah. If we had these ex-players come in, but they've managerially, they've won everything, they've won all this stuff, then we'd be like, then obviously I'll take them. But that wasn't the case. I don't think there's a problem with having people that know the club in at, say, I don't know. I don't want to say a director of football level, but I don't think there's a problem having people in the coaching setup that are part that know the club well. But when we're talking about the manager, the assistant manager, and maybe the people that are responsible for selecting the team, selecting the tactics, that's when it can't be. Well, they used to play for Manchester United, so they know what they're on about. I think there's a difference there. But I think you're right. I do think there's a fine line, and I was one of the people again that I think David Moyes made it ridiculous when he came in. He should have just came in and kept everyone that was there.
Yeah, he should have. He brought his Everton boys.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
And then told Rio Ferdinand, Bill Jagielka defends like this. Why didn't you defend like this? Are you kidding me?
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But yes, so tomorrow, obviously, I will be up bright and early and bushy-tailed, as they say.
Let's put your alarm on, Owen.
Yeah, I tell you what, I am not a morning person as well. I had to do earlier this year. You can probably find it on the channel. Go find it after this. I did like when Cristiano Ronaldo got like officially announced. It was like at like 9 o'clock in the morning. You go back and watch it. I'm telling you, I'm half asleep during that stream. Like with my hair's, I literally rolled out of bed. My hair's like all messed up. I'm like squinting halfway through. Oh, so I tell you what, I got through it. I got through it. Exactly.
I'm knackered.
So I'll be up, bright and early tomorrow to watch this Ralf Rangnick press conference. We'll speak about the quotes afterwards, break down what he said. It's going to be fascinating to see what he says. Certainly, speaking for myself, when I've done these press conferences in the past, I progressively get sort of angrier as I go along. I start off going, we're going to be positive today. And then by the end of it, I'm going, these journalists don't ask these questions. It's bullshit. These responses are crap, all this kind of stuff. I don't think I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. So be sure to check that out tomorrow. Of course, at the moment, I don't know if they're going up right now, but they're certainly being recorded right now. Flex was at the game this evening. So we're going to have a ton of fan views. I think as well, don't quote me on this, but I'm assuming as well there might be some Arsenal crossover there, which is going to be interesting to see as well.
Yep. It's going to be quite lively.
I wish
Ding,
I had
ding,
like
ding, ding,
KG's.
ding.
I wish I had KG's button. You know, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
You're an absolute disgrace.
You're an absolute disgrace. So we might see some of that tonight. So yeah, so there's plenty of fan views coming up. As I mentioned, press conference tomorrow. Saturday we'll have a match preview as well, because of course Rangnick's first game, and then Sunday we've got a match day. It's all go. It's all go at the moment.
Full view should be Sunday too, right?
Maybe Monday.
Maybe Monday. Yeah,
Monday.
Monday.
Maybe Monday, because obviously we got a game Sunday. So I don't know, DJ. We're spinning plates here. It's crazy. But we will wrap it up by saying, first of all, DJ, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me DJ Talks _ on Twitter. I was tweeting all through the game. Some of you, I see you in the comments. You was on there. You can keep the conversation going. Feel good tonight. We won 3 points against Arsenal. Those are losers. But yeah, you can find me on DJ Talks _
So the link should be in the description box below, so you can follow DJ on social media. And before we wrap things up, of course, we have to say happy birthday to Flex. We said it earlier.
Happy birthday, Flex.
But we will wrap it up by saying happy birthday to Flex. Even though he's got a million happy birthday messages. The love, the outpouring of love and support for Flex Day was fantastic to see. And look, I don't know if DJ was speaking for myself here, but you probably can agree with me. Wouldn't be here. We would not be here if it were not for Flex.
So Flex, yeah,
absolutely. Big props to the guy. What a great guy. What a great guy.
Yeah, no, humble as real as they come. How he presents himself on the channel and in the camera, that is exactly how he is.
Exactly.
If you've ever met him, he gives everyone their say. Doesn't matter if you're old, younger United fan or a brand new United fan. No matter what, everyone gets an equal say in Manchester United when Flex is about. So yeah, big up to Flex.
100%. And like I said, we would not be here without him. This is all because of him, and I will forever be grateful for him because of that.
1,000%.
Absolutely. Many happy returns, and it's just the beginning here at United View. What an excited time. Just like it's the beginning of the month, it's just the beginning of United View here. So very exciting. But look, guys, be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Road to 90K, less than 500 subscribers to go. You could be the 90,000th subscriber. There's no prize for it. I'll be honest with you, there's no prize for it, but you could have that. You could just be that person that knows that they were the 90,000th, and we'd say thanks. Say thanks. 100%. Anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up there. And guess what? You get to watch the little Christmassy video once again. We'll see you again very soon.